The world lost a legend this week. On August 25, 2026, Dolly Parton passed away in Nashville at the age of 80, surrounded by the people who loved her most. Her family say she faced a private brief battle with illness, and that event, the announcement itself, was something she planned years in advance, wanting her fan to hear it gently in her own way. But before we talk about how she left us, let's talk about how she left, because the Dory Patron story is not really about an ending. It's about 80 years old turning almost nothing into everything. Hello guys, good morning. My name is Gakwafist. She was born on January 19, 1946 in a one-room cabin on the bank of the Little Pigeon, a river in Locust Ridge, Tennessee. One of 12 children, her family had so little that her father once paid the doctor who delivered her with a sack of cornmeal. Dollywood later say that poverty shaped her, not with the bitterness but with an almost stubborn patriotism that never left her. Music was the one thing that was never scarce. She started singing in a church as a small child, writing song before she could properly spell, and performing on local radio and television. By the time she was tenth, the day after she graduated high school in 1964, she got on a bus to Nashville. She was not chasing a backup plan. She was chasing the only thing she ever wanted. The early years were a great writing a song for other artists, clawing her way into rooms that were not built for a younger woman from the mountain. Her big break came as duet partner on the Potter Wagoner show, which put her in front of millions of viewers every week. But Dolly always knew she was not meant to be a someone opening act forever. In 1974, she released I Will Always Love You, writing famously and heartfelt goodbye to a Potter as she stepped out on her own. It would go on a top that charted twice in her own voice, then become a global phenomenon all over again near 2 decades later through Whitney Houston's iconic cover. That same era gave us Joanna, a coat of many colors, and songwriting catalog so deep that generation of artists across every genre have drawn from it. She crossed into a film in the 1990s with 925, delivering both hit movie and an anthem that still play in workplace today. She opened the Dollywood in the Smoky Mountains, turning her love for her home region into a business that employs thousands and welcome millions of visitors every year. And through all of it, she gave her imagination library, has married a through book to children around the world every single month since 1995, now numbering well over 2,100,000 books sent during the darkest day of the COVID-19 pandemic. She quietly donated $1 million toward the vaccine research, money that helped fund the Moderna vaccine development. She never made the generosity the headline. She just kept doing it. Even in her last year, the Dolly refused to slow down. In 2022, she was inducted into the Rock and glory hole of fame, and instead of accepting it as an honorary nod, she released an entire rock album, Rockstar, featuring collaboration with some music biggest legend. It debuted at a number one. She was in her 70s and still making history. Through it all, she stayed married to the same man, Carol Dean, for next 60 years. Relationship as a private as a public life was dazzling. Two halves of some extraordinary story. The woman the world thought they know, and the woman kept a piece of herself just for a home. Dolly Parton sold over 100 million records. She won 11 Grammy Awards. Billboard named her the greatest country artist of all time, but a number were never really the point with Dolly. The point was that girl from a one-room cabin decided to the world was going to hear her voice, and then spend 6 years making sure everyone else's voice got a little bit louder too. She used to say she was not going to let anything hold her back, and she never did. No, not a poverty, no doubt, not the industry telling her who she should be. Rest in easy, Dory. Thanks you for the song, the generosity, and the reminder that kindness and ambition were never opposite. Your voice is not going anywhere. You see, legend. Thank you guys to listen to me. My name is Gakwafi, so God bless you.